What's up guys, it's Meta and welcome to my very first sit down video. It took me a while to film this, and as you can already tell, it's slightly different from what I'm used to filming, but you know what, I managed to gather the courage to finally speak directly at the camera. But anyways, today I want to share with you 3 key mindset shifts that I personally have implemented that have helped me to stop my almost impossible to change habit of procrastinating and wasting time. Like, as much as we know that time is valuable and we have a lot of things to do and we need so many things to accomplish, we have so many deadlines, yada yada yada, we tend to just sit on it. And one thing that I want to stress here is that I'm actually talking about mindset shift. What I felt changed the game for me personally was when I actually really switched the way I actually value time and the way I look at time. So if you're pushing away responsibilities, sitting on deadlines and doing everything else except working on the things that you are supposed to be doing, then this video is for you. Are you ready for point number 1? The first thing that I felt that really changed the game for me was when I actually started to really put a value to time. Like it or not, subconsciously, we actually view our time as free. We take it for granted, right? I mean, how can we not? Time just runs in the background, and you know that if you waste 10 minutes here, you waste an hour there, you waste a couple of days or a couple of months here, you know that you're gonna get that time back sometime in the future. And true enough, we go to bed and we wake up, we are given a new day to start afresh, to do anything that we want with that day and time that's given on a daily basis. And what happens is we tend to then take that time for granted because it's given to us almost as free. I know there are a lot of famous sayings or people saying that tomorrow is not guaranteed, the next hour is not guaranteed, but they don't work on me. And what really worked for me was when I started putting a value amount to my time. What if time is not something that is just given to us? It's not something that's given automatically, right? And if let's say you want to have another hour to your life or another 24 hours to your life, you need to pay a certain amount for it. In my case, what I did was I started seeing every hour of my life as being worth as much as $100. You can just put any amount that you want, but let's say an hour costs me $100, right? And if let's say I want to have another 24 hours in my life, I need to pay $2,400 upfront. Very much like in a game where you have very limited life for every round of game that you play. How will that shift the way you then decide to spend time when now that it's not free? Will you still be working at the current job that you're working? Will you still be mixing around with the people that you have been mixing? Will you still be doing what you're currently doing? When we view our time as something that we need to pay upfront for, naturally we'll want to get the most out of the money that we are paying. Personally, actually really changed the way I approach my days. I do things more consciously. Every time when I find myself just slacking off, you know, I then get this sense of, okay, I'm not gonna continue this if I'm paying $100 for this current hour that I am having right now. And I think thinking that way really prompted me to take a lot more action, and I was able to complete really a lot more in my day than I used to before. We need to stop really spending our time as though it's free, because it's not. It's either we make full use of it now, or we will have to pay for the lost time with regrets down the road. Another revelation that I had that I thought was quite a game changer was when I realized the fact that time actually levels out the playing field. Now let's take a look at the most successful people in the world, right? They don't have to be rich to be successful. Just anybody whom you actually look up to, you aspire to be maybe someday. In my case, maybe I think about, say, the likes of Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey. They're really successful people in their own respective fields. You might think that, okay, you know, they're actually born in a very different set of circumstances, they have different skills, skill sets, their situation is just so different from you that makes them a lot more successful than you, which is something I won't deny. Maybe there's definitely something very different from you than them. But one thing that we need to know is that, let's take me and say Oprah Winfrey, for example. There is something that I have and she has that we both have the same, and we cannot have more or less than the other. We both have 24 hours in a day. It's what you decide to do with your 24 hours that's gonna determine where you eventually end up in life. Of course, it's not only gonna take one day, but that 24 hours compounded by months, by years, it's really gonna make a lot of difference to your life. So again, the question is, what are we doing with the 24 hours? You know, if we are already paying upfront for this 24 hours, what do we then choose to do with it? When I realized this, something in my mind just went like, wow. And when I told my friends about this, they themselves also had a moment to be like, damn, you know, that's actually really true. Like, what have I been doing? Like, yeah. Which now then brings us to our third point. And the third thing that I really changed for myself was realizing that clarity comes from engagement and not thought. And in this case, engagement, I mean by taking action, right? A lot of us actually spend too much time doubting ourselves, thinking whether A would work out or not, or scenario B would work out or not. And we have so many of these thoughts in our head, trying to predict the future as though it's something that's within our grasp, but actually it's not, right? And you won't know whether something will come true or not until you eventually do it. But if you're just sitting on the things that you want to do but not really getting to it, you'll be living out your biggest fears instead of living out your dreams. And trust me guys when I say the best way to overcome self-doubt, to overcome fear of the unknown, is to just do it. So these are the 3 key mindset shifts that I personally have implemented into my life, and it has really drastically changed the way I approach my time on a daily basis. And I feel like I've gotten a lot more productive without really feeling like I'm dragging myself to do the things that I'm supposed to do, because at the back of it, I just think whatever that I am actually sitting on now and not working on now, and all this time that I don't do something, is not gonna come back. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this video and the tips that I've shared. If you have other greater tips or other things that you basically found that have really helped you in terms of, you know, managing your time better and be productive, feel free to share them as well. And if you liked today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and also press the notification button so the next time I come up with a new video, you'll be notified. Till the next video, thanks for watching and have a great day.